They saved thousands of Jews escaping death as Hitler's Nazi regime raged across Europe. As countries shut their collective doors, refusing to protect them, the Albanian community did.
Although we are separated by the ocean, but there are so many things that connect us that we need to transform in opportunities for everyone.
Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama was a special guest at the Museum of Jewish Heritage in Battery Park City during his trip to the United States for a ceremony to recognize the contributions that helped save the lives of thousands of Jews seeking refuge during World War II. The evening would also include the viewing of the film Besa, The Promise, that looks at the heroism on the part of Albanians who harbored families fleeing certain death. He was joined by New York State's first elected Albanian American to serve on the legislature, New York State Assemblyman Mark Jonas from the Bronx, and New York State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman.
And what better thing to do than to celebrate these two great communities in New York and reaffirm this bond and make sure that the story of this history is not forgotten.
Rama shared that despite the fact that 3 religions are represented in his country, there is a tradition that runs deep that pledges that all Albanians offer safe harbor for refugees.
Besa is a notion that is very Albanian. It has to do with loyalty and with trust and also with sacrifice. It's a notion that has been saving a lot of Jews during the Second World War, but has saved also many people in our lifetime.
It is the same distinctive traditions and code which emphasize hospitality, generosity, courage, boldness, and valor.
Representing the Pelham Parkway and Morris Park communities, both neighborhoods in the Bronx with the highest concentration of Albanian Americans in the Bronx, Assemblyman Jonas shared that before the war, there were 200 Jews living in Albania and afterwards 2,000, demonstrating the lengths to which Albanians, many of them who were Muslim, would go to protect those in their care, often at the risk of their own lives.
Where throughout Europe, the whispers of desperate Jews escaping terror could be heard telling each other, if you make it to Albania, you will be saved.
He also added that in Poland, 98% of the Jewish population was killed. In Germany, that number was 88%, and in Greece, 77%. Several gathered at the museum echoed the words of pride at the resolve and courage displayed by so many of their fellow Albanians.
We kept them secret till the war was over. So we have today a lot of Jewish people, survivors from the Second World War, and they are here tonight to celebrate and to recognize really what happened to them these days.
With all the rhetoric going on in the world, with all the fear going on in the world, this statement of pure caring for the other.
Once a socialist republic, Albania is now a parliamentary republic with leaders working to improve and strengthen diplomatic relations with the West. Albania is looking forward to being a part of the European Union and building a stronger bond in Washington. Also speaking, City Councilman Mark Levine and Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams. While many shared they were unaware of the Albanian community's protection of Jews during World War II, tonight's event is to ensure they never forget. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.